The three key pillars of the May 29 administration that will be taking over will be the executive, General Muhammadu Buhari for the first, then at the top, then you have the National Assembly, then you have the state governments. Now, this triangle, as it were, what hard choices and decisions do you think lies with those three key pillars that drives the Nigerian economy?
So firstly, the oil sector, which is the largest contributor to government revenue, needs a serious fix, needs tough questions, hard questions. Right now, there was a discussion that NPDC still withholds $5 billion as dividend from some of the oil blocks that were bought off by it. So the questions are going to be asked around that kind of issues. The tax sector needs someone who needs a messiah, if there's anything like that. Needs someone who will be able to look into that space and say, how am I going to double the tax revenue from that space? Wow, we're going to bring more Nigerians to the tax bracket and ensure that more people, more companies under self-assessment pay better tax. And also even the National Assembly. For instance, the National Assembly takes $150 billion in the past years. Now this year, in the spirit of austerity by them, they decide to cut down with $120 billion. We've not cleared the rationale for the citizens. Now, the $120 billion, what does it fund? It's not clear. The breakdown for the National Assembly budget, it's not seen by any Nigerian.
We will get to that point in the second half, this part of the discussion with you. But the key question, what hard choices and decisions fall within the ambit of the state governments? About 13 states, according to some media reports in the last 24 hours, says they will be unable to pay salaries. Should they cut back on workforce? Should they cut back on salaries? Sell those Prado Jeeps and those luxury cars, lie within governors' lodges, as it were, perhaps close down and sell off those numbers, luxurious governors' lodges in Asokoro in Abuja, for example, throw them into the property market, turn them perhaps into viable ventures, whatever. What hard choices? We just have to take some decisions.
So firstly, you would think about, first is that there has to be efficiency when it comes to revenue. A lot of governors, a lot of state governments still don't run a single treasury account. So they have agencies who still have high account balances, banks, and whereas they are looking for money. I've been seeing cases where in the bank, a ministry has close to $6 billion in the account, and the state government is still looking for money borrowing through the bank. And that's why even the current Minister of Finance, Dr. Mrs. Okonjo, says all revenue must come to that single. So you need more revenue efficiency. The second thing you need from the state government to do is a short-term gap to fix those salary loopholes. Maybe possibly you can take a long-term loan to do that because you need to pay people's salaries. But after that, you need to trim your workforce. You need to ask questions. It might not be a politically expedient decision, but we're in the first half of we're in the beginning of the 4 years. So maybe if you take it early enough, maybe it might not backfire hardly. But you need to take that decision now, because the question is there a guarantee that oil prices will keep climbing? It's not. Nobody's guaranteed that.
Okay. Very key question. How much of the state of the economy do Nigerians know or should know?
Yeah, I think every Nigerian should understand where the revenue sources of government have. We should understand what are the threats to those revenue sources. Then we should understand the capital projects, most importantly, that government is supposed to deliver into our areas. So for instance, government is supposed to meet its recurrent bill, but there's still capital projects, the roads, the schools, the health facilities, and things that are necessary around us that needs quick attention. So government is supposed to do that. And more the problem, we have reached that process because we always claim that we have a representative. We have someone who is representing us even at the state assembly or the national assembly. Now, that's the channel to bring out the consciousness. We might possibly not have a problem with Fashola, for instance, as a governor of state. But we have a representative on there who should be aware of the inadequacies or the things that need serious focus.
Just Nigerians go to the polls and they say they're choosing their representatives to the parliament at various levels, at the three levels, municipal, states, and federal. But how much of information feedback do these representatives, elected representatives, give back to the people that empower the people, aside the social media and newspaper stands at road junctions every morning?
Yeah, the question, the problem is that once people get elected, they claim a certain sense of being above the people. you know, and so they distance themselves a lot with the people. And you have cases of people who get elected and they don't even visit their constituencies anyhow. They don't even have time to even have discussions about what are even the key needs of those constituencies or key areas. You have people who just going through that motion and just even accepting that this is the way it is. So the question is that we must bring the people back to the government. We must make sure that we put them on the same pitch at all times. And this is the questions people need to ask questions. Social media is a key route to do that. Many of these guys are legislators, government officials on social media. Now the feedback is still very, very weak, but we have to continue to have these questions. Our legislators are already there. Everybody needs to know about what the legislators.
In the first part of this discussion, which you talked about the 120 billion, 150 billion annual budget for the National Assembly for a number of years, and we say we do not have the details of that. Your firm has been pursuing this freedom of economic information. How much success or failure, challenges have you faced trying to unearth some of this information for the benefit of the people?
Yes, so the National Assembly took 150 billion for 4 years without no single detail. Now it's another 120 billion this year again. And the question we keep asking, what is the detail? How much is paid to salaries? How much is paid for schools? How much is paid for roads? How much is paid for, if you do anything like that, how much is paid to your travels? Where are you going with this money? How much does each committee spend? You know, how much do you pay your own workers? How much do you pay your own agencies? The questions are always there. But nobody has been able to come out. Even the ones who sound they have this activity mindset. Nobody has been able to ask questions. Says, this is the detail of the National Assembly budget. And we've done that. We've taken the FOI to the National Assembly, Freedom of Information Bill. We wrote a request to the clerk of the National Assembly since he's been keeping all the records of the National Assembly. And he has been able not to be able to give us any adequate or any reasonable response.
Let's spend the next 2-3 minutes very quickly to talk about this very important question. Want an answer to it. How much or what should Nigerians be prepared for as we count down to May 29?
I think we should not be
in terms of reality.
Yeah, we should not be in a hurry.
Time.
We should not be in a hurry.
For what?
For the new government, we should be very, very patient. Because I can bet with the first 60 days of the administration, they will be trying how to figure a whole lot of things. They will try to figure out that there's still a big hole in the public finance scheme. As of now, we've borrowed 473 billion naira. The entire borrowing for this year was supposed to be 900 billion. And now 900 billion. Now we've borrowed 473 billion, not for capital projects.
In just 3 months.
Yeah,
so we have 9 months left.
We have no time. So the problem is we should be patient and we should be ready that there will be hard decisions going forward.
The government of General Muhammadu Buhari will have to make hard choices and hard decisions. What, in specific terms, do you think the hard realities that Nigerians should be prepared for? Do you have 1, 2, 3 items you can say these are the headlines?
First, in subsidy, we should be prepared to have more deep down discussions on subsidy. The first subsidy, the kerosene subsidy.
Should Nigerians be prepared for 100, 120 naira per litre petrol?
Yes or no? I think we should be prepared. Yes.
Should we be prepared for a higher electricity tariff?
I don't think I would support an higher electricity tariff. Because the subsidy
should be prepared.
If we get, because you have to understand that the higher tariff electricity service is tied to a bigger efficiency. Now, if people don't get efficiency in that space, they're going to push back for us to pay higher tariff. And also because most of the charges people still get nominal charges and not adequately calculated. But the question is, if we can pull off the subsidies, if there will be more toughness on people paying taxes, if there will be more demand onto the government around, they are also cutting down their expenses. I think those are the key questions that we have going forward. There are a lot of questions about Nigeria selling off some part of the joint ventures recently to say, okay, let's raise some short-term cash. That would be supposed
I'm sure we can keep the conversation going. May 29 is around the corner. We have enough time to talk about that. And for May 30th, we still have time to have this discussion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Oluwaseun Onigbinde, research analyst and CEO at BudgIT. That's a wrap on today's Business Morning. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Straight ahead, News Track.